Get some analysis with constitutional attorney Jeff Lewis. He's been practicing law for nearly 30 years. Good morning to you and welcome to the show. Overall, if you could just walk our viewers through in layman's terms, the specific legal argument that the court is going to be hearing today, because, you know, in just a few minutes that we've been listening, I've heard conscious objection, conscious injury, religious beliefs, a lot of things that we don't typically say in normal conversation, but will be very important in this case.
Yeah, and good morning. Welcome to the Super Bowl for appellate nerds. This kind of case deals with some arcane doctrines that only appellate nerds like me are interested in. One of the first issues that was discussed today during oral argument is this issue of standing. The court's going to decide whether a group of doctors who filed this lawsuit has a sufficient stake in the case. Do they do enough in the area of abortions? Will they be impacted by this pill's approval to have standing to come to court? And I heard some questions early on about that, which suggests the court might be looking at lack of standing or the doctor's lack of an interest as perhaps a way to dodge the big issues in this case. So that's the first issue that's going to be decided. A secondary issue is, did the FDA act in an arbitrary or capricious manner in 2016 and 2021 when they loosened the restrictions that allowed women to get access to this abortion pill without in-person appointments, over the mail? And then the third issue is, during the pendency of this lawsuit, because this lawsuit is still in its infancy, should the court's injunction banning the mailing of this pill be left in place for the remainder of this lawsuit as it winds its way to the trial process? Those are the big three questions that will be decided today.
Do you also think that there are, depending on which way the court rules here, do you think there are implications for other prescription drugs? Because this isn't just about abortion per se. This is about how the FDA 20 years ago approved this particular drug. So it's questioning kind of the medical community's approval process, which is kind of fascinating. Do you think that if the court goes a certain way, they will take a look at other items on the market and go, we don't like the way that was approved either?
Yeah, it's a great question. The pharmaceutical industry is watching this case very closely, because what we're talking about here is a pill that was approved for use over 20 years ago. And if somebody could come in 20 years later, after millions of dollars have been spent in FDA trials and approvals, and unwind or undo an approval, that shakes the expectations of big companies, pharmaceutical companies, and how they spend money. And those companies do not like uncertainty in their industry.
So the High Court's 2022 decision revoked the federal right to an abortion, which established that states, not the government, would individually decide on abortion rights for their residents. But this case, as we know, we've been talking about all morning, would have major implications for abortion access. So could one of the potential, I guess, endings of end of the solution or end of the situation be that they just kick it down to the states as well?
The worst outcome, or the most extreme outcome, I should say, is something that Justice Gorsuch alluded to in the clip we were just listening to, which is application of the 1873 Comstock Act, which bans the use of mail to mail materials or information relating to abortion. And if the Supreme Court wanted to, and they had the majority to do it, they could apply the 1873 Comstock Act to prohibit the mailing of the abortion pill to any state in the United States, even those blue states that currently protect abortion rights. So this decision could restrict access to abortion throughout the 50 states.
Wow.
And that raises certain enforcement questions as well about what people put in the mail and how that's tracked and watched, and if it possibly, could be here. It's fascinating on a lot of levels with a lot of far-reaching implications. You're with us, I know, for a little while longer. We're gonna squeeze in a quick break and come back. Constitutional attorney Jeff Lewis, we thank